Hey guys, this is Valentina, your local Argentinian Spanish tutor. Welcome back to another video where I give you some tips and tricks to perfect your Spanish and sound like a true native. Today we're going to talk about tildes, the Spanish accent mark. Even though the English language doesn't have spelled accent marks, words are stressed. For example, you wouldn't say balloon instead of balloon or recipe instead of recipe. Spanish is the same, with the difference that we have spelled accent marks to know when and where to stress a word when reading them. This accent mark is called tilde or acento ortográfico. You may think this isn't too important, but it's actually one of the biggest challenges that English speakers face when trying to learn Spanish. Being able to stress the words correctly is what's going to take your Spanish from beginner to advanced. So with no further ado, let's get on with the video. So although not all words have tildes or spelled accent marks, all of them have accents, a syllable that is stressed. In Spanish, and it's important to remember that this is for Spanish specifically, the only letters that can have spelled accent marks or tildes are vowels, a, e, I, o, and u. Depending on the syllable that is stressed, there are three categories of words within the Spanish language. And within them, you have a certain set of rules that you can follow to decide if the word should or should not have a spelled accent mark. Number 1. Agudas. These are the words that have the stress on the last syllable. If they end in N, S, or a vowel, they have tilde. For example, café or camión. If they end in anything else, they don't have a tilde. For example, ciudad or animal. They are still stressed in the last syllable, but because of their ending, they don't have a spelled accent mark. Number 2, graves. These words are stressed in the second to last syllable. If they end in anything but N, S, or a vowel, they have a spelled accent mark. For example, árbol or álbum. If they end in N, S, or a vowel, they don't have tilde. For example, agua, perro, casa. Number 3, Esdrújulas y sobre esdrújulas. These are the words that are stressed on the third and fourth to last syllables, respectively. They always have tilde or spelled accent mark. For example, espárragos, analógico, médico, cálido, áspero, literally so many. Now, what happens if we have two vowels right next to each other? If they end up being in the same syllable, this is called a diptongo. For example, viento. The vowels I and E are together in the first syllable. And if the vowels are next to each other but in different syllables, this is called a hiato. For example, the word toalla or toalla. To, a, ya. These are two vowels, a and o, that are together but they end up being in different syllables. It's important to remember that the vowels in Spanish are divided into weak and strong vowels. Strong vowels are a, e, and o, and weak vowels are I and u. Sometimes these are also called closed and open vowels. Two weak vowels make a diptongo, and these words follow the same rules that we talked about earlier. For example, ruido. We have two weak vowels, u and I, together. Two strong vowels make a hiato. Two strong vowels can never be in the same syllable. For example, león, le-on. We have two strong vowels, e and o, next to each other but in different syllables. A strong and a weak vowel combination can be either a diptongo or a hiato, and you will set them apart because diptongos have the stress in the second vowel and hiatos have the stress in the first vowel, so you can set them apart. For example, abuelo or acción. It's very important to know when to stress a word. Even if it's writing or speaking it, it can change the whole meaning of the sentence. Let's take a look at this example. The first person of the verb comprar in the present tense is yo compro. Now, the third person of the verb comprar in the preterite tense is él or ella compró. Now, the only difference between these two words is the accent mark. And if you don't stress it correctly, it will change the meaning of your whole sentence. Okay guys, so this topic is really extensive and I don't want to burn you out. So comment below if you have any questions about this subject that we can cover in a part 2, where I'm going to talk to you about all the exceptions to these rules and how to learn them so you can improve your Spanish and sound like a true native, not only speaking but also writing. So, this is it for the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our content. Follow us on all our social media and don't forget to share this video with a friend, a family member, or a colleague that's learning Spanish to make their day. Also, as always, make sure to check out OCTB. Remember, we offer you the experience of learning Spanish with native Spanish speakers just like me and Moises, who's behind the camera helping me as always. Okay guys, so I'll see you very soon. Nos vemos. Mwah.